Hey, welcome to another episode of Andy's Self-Help. As usual, sorry if the mic quality is not the greatest. I'm still trying to get the hang of it. Either way, right now is a great time to ask yourself this question. Who am I? But more importantly, look at yourself in the mirror and say, who are you? And this is a big one because people try to identify themselves by many labels. You try to look at yourself and say, I'm a jock, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, I'm a whatever. And the good news is culture slowly shifted away from this to where everybody just kind of identifies by who they are or sometimes by their interest. But you should ask yourself that question, who are you? And right now, due to everybody kind of being quarantined due to coronavirus, this is the best time to find out. Because if you're not working, you're not going to school, you're not doing anything, you're just sitting at home hoping for the best, you can finally ask yourself that question. Who are you? What are you? What can you do? What do you specialize in? And search for this. It's very important. Now, I am not an expert. I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I'm not saying that my life is perfect, but I know who I am. And it took years to find out. And I'm pretty proud of what I've become from where I started. When I started, I was a suicidal teenager. When I say suicidal, I don't mean boo-hoo-hoo. I mean knife to the neck, throw it around the neck, gun to the head. Truthfully, I tried numerous things. I don't even have an answer for why I wanted to do it aside from depression. And I don't mean boo-hoo depression, just voices in your head consolidating into a unified form that really makes you question your existence. I got past that. Now I'm here. I'm healthy. I actually have an active lifestyle. I enjoy many things, but I also know who I am through enough sacrifice, through enough questioning, through enough reality, that not even just reality, just through enough questioning of people to understand what they view me as, how they actually see me from the outside, is what helped me really solidify who I think I am. But on top of that, I figured out who I am, and so can you. You easily can. Make a list. Go outside. Go for a walk. Ask people for their opinion. Because until you figure out who you are, then what are you going to give somebody else? If you don't know, how are they going to know? They can help you, but only you can dig deep and find the answers, and I know you can. If I can go from wanting to kill myself on the daily basis from the smallest instance to being someone who's, and God, this is going to come off as cocky, making YouTube videos, trying to be motivational, trying to give some self-help advice, then why can't you do something productive? Why can't you? Ask yourself this question, because everybody is built with the ability for greatness. You have what it takes to become the best version of you that you've dreamed of since you were a kid. The only thing holding you back is you. Now, you can make excuses. You can say I have a medical condition. You can say I'm poor. You can say whatever. But there's always an option to find your way around it. And I understand there are certain situations that do impede you from progressing forward. Let's face it, if you have a baby, it's going to be very hard to find these answers. But within those trials and tribulations, I think truthfully having a kid is one of the best ways to find out what you're capable of, what you can handle, what your limits are, and overall where your true inner child lies. Because if you lost that inner child years ago, you got to find it again. Because you have to stay in touch with the past to progress into the future. You have to know where you went wrong, where you went right, so you can make sure to not make those mistakes again or make that correct decision again. It all influences who you're going to become. And I know any one of you can do it. I know any one of you can realize that the past is just that, the past. You can move from there straight to the future, and it's just easy. It really is just as easy as long as you can be truthful and admit your faults. And this is very important. If you can't admit where you're wrong, where you're messing up, where you're causing your own issues, then all you're doing is falling down, but you're never getting back up. You're just digging that hole as deep as you possibly can. And I hate to see it. And I see a lot of people do it. They have all these excuses. And a lot of people I've seen make excuses like they're just lazy. They don't want to put the effort in. Here's the problem. If you're not willing to put the effort in, then you haven't found something that you really want to invest time in. And that's a simple answer. But the reality is people sit there lost forever, not realizing it. You have to find what you're passionate about. And you have to wonder, can you make a living with this? Can you make a change with this? I'll give you a common one, which is dudes, girls, whoever, wanting to go into the video game industry. I love video games. I love shooters, virtual reality, you name it. And you think to yourself, maybe I should go build something. Maybe I should learn how to code. Maybe I should go work for that company. That's not always the case, because once you get there, you realize it's not the glory and creativity that you were seeking. You're just another cog in the system. This is a common dream. And then people give up on this and realize they're not happy with it. And that's what you have to realize is I make these videos because I like doing it. I like talking. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm not expecting to become huge, but I enjoy doing it. And I'm hoping at some point that it does bring me some kind of, change in life. But until then, it's not even hard to start it. I really just enjoy talking. I really just enjoy hoping I can make an influence in anyone's life, even if it's the smallest change. So why can't you? Why can't you look around at who you are, what you stand for, and morph into what you think you can create from that? Let's just give a few examples. If you are, let's say, a gamer and you want to create something, working for a company is not going to do it. And we all know it. So you have to dream higher and wonder, what can you create from scratch? That means you got to put the work in to create that indie game and hope it can become a phenomenon, okay? And it doesn't always happen, but if you try and you succeed, it's the best. If you try and fail, well, failure is a part of the game, my friends. You have to fail so you can learn from it and get better. If you want to be an athlete, a professional athlete, you're going to have to put in 10,000 hours just like everybody else and prove to anyone else that you are what you think you aspire to be in your head. If you want that fucking thought, this little fantasy to become real, you have to put the work in. And I know anybody can do it. Anybody. If you want to lose weight, lose weight. If you want to diet, okay? If you want to learn how to skateboard, go learn how to skateboard. You're going to break some bones, you're going to fall over, and it's going to suck. But you will get better. You have to put in the work. And this is why I say at the beginning, who are you? What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What sets your heart ablaze with just nothing but love, empathy, compassion, and overall excitement to see this future come together? What is it? And the part is people get so upset by thinking it's not good enough. If you really enjoy carpentry, if you enjoy designing desks, drawers, laptops, whatever, fuck what everybody else thinks. Go do that. Go be the best builder you can and make quality products so the shit ones aren't flooding the market. Prove that this is your genius, your passion. Become the artist you aspire to be. If you think you painter, make some paintings, paint it out, make time, and I know you can do it because once you go to market with it or wherever you go with it, sell it online, I don't know, I'm not an artist. Whatever it takes, if you can make some money off of that, then you succeeded. It doesn't have to be an amazing living, but if you're happy knowing that you made profit off of your passion, you did it. And this is why I'm saying, who are you? What do you want to be? Who do you aspire to be? Are you happy with where you're at now, or do you want to be something better? And as I've been saying numerous times, anybody can do it. Anybody can be something better. You have all the tools. You have the most powerful You have the most powerful tool right here. This is all it takes. Imagination. You have to understand yourself and others and how the world works to make the dream reality, but you have to learn along the way too. Nobody has the answers from the start, and everybody falls over many times before succeeding. And this is what I'm getting at right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and it will pass, but until then, people are in quarantine. You have all this time in your place to do whatever you need to do. Dick around, craft, own your craft, anything. You have so many options with the amount of free time you have that you could explore the crevices of who you are, phone a friend, and ask the questions needed to really solidify the image of what you think you are. So you can find out the truth, understand your mistakes, understand your faults, understand your flaws, and you can move on from that. But you have to learn, and right now is perfect because you have all this free time to explore it, to really try something that maybe you think you're not going to be interested in, but then you try it and you are obsessed with it a week later, and you have all that time right now to find out if you'll be something or not. Let me change that. You have all the time right now to find out if you're going to have a new obsession. You have all the time right now to look for that new obsession so you can perfect it and find out that you want to put the work into it so you can make a future with it. Whatever it is, I don't care. It's all up to you. What speaks to you within your heart? What speaks to you within that emotional flow that you feel every day that's not everybody gets to see, that inner world that you're not letting anybody in on? Let them in. Let them find out what's going on. Show them who you are. Maybe they'll love it and you'll get that affirmation you've been craving. and your confidence will go up, and you'll become happier, and you'll find those paths that you need to take to reach that next stage. And damn it, I know anybody can do it. And I say this as someone who's actually done it. I'm not a success story. I'm not fantastic. I'm not famous. I'm not worth a lot of money. But I'm much happier than I was just a couple of years ago even. And it came from sacrificing what I thought I knew to overcome that and become something better by acquiring the knowledge needed. I lost a bunch of weight. I got over depression. And I don't mean over towards done forever, but it's much more manageable. I'm not suicidal anymore. You know, I have people in my life that care about me, and I actually have an idea for my future. 2 years ago, I had nothing. I was just an angry mess. I was a big fat fucking turd, man. Don't be that person. Don't live in that nasty space forever. Understand that we all have downtimes. We all get sunk in this hole. We all get way down there, and it's hard to get out when you look up. But you can get out. You have to put the work in. You have to understand that you're going to shed some tears and you're going to break a few bones, metaphorically, maybe. Some people might break bones. You have all these tools, and I want everybody to achieve them because I know you can, and I know anyone who's watching this video is capable of greatness, and you have a talent that nobody else has. So please, use the time wisely. Who are you? Who am I? Be thorough and become the greatest superhero I know you can. Please, take a chance. Realize that you don't know yourself fully because life is long and every year is much different, just like every day is much different. Find out who you are, my friends. Become perfection, or as close as you can get. But hey, thanks for listening.